Tonight, former Central Bank of Kenya Governor and former National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Professor Njuguna Ndung'u has accused President William Ruto of overreach affecting independent offices in government. Ndung'u says Kenya's institutions have the capacity to make independent decisions, but their roles have been weakened. While in power, Ndung'u said he declined to engage in quote-unquote deals while serving at the Ministry of Finance, saying corruption weakens institutions and denies Kenyans the benefits of public resources. We begin tonight with NTV's Rose Wangoi.
The former cabinet secretary, who now serves as a lecturer and researcher, was speaking during a development cooperation conference in Sweden, in which he discussed governance, corruption, and the independence of state institutions.
On the corruption part,
Professor Njuguna Ndung'u said that Kenya does not lack capable institutions or professionals, but the ability to operate independently is affected when political power is used to influence their decisions.
Corruption, and I even used to say that poverty, everywhere you see poverty, is an institutional failure problem. Then you go down to diagnose what is the institutional failure problem here coming from. And then one of the things about corruption is actually to rob what actually could have been used by the populace.
According to Ndung'u, state institutions have the capacity to make the right decisions and fulfill their mandates, but this capacity is undermined when leaders bypass institutional processes.
It is covered by the institutional failure problem if somebody wants to overrun the institution. Right now, I don't mind even if I'm quoted, right now, the current president overruns all the institutions. And that is why everybody in those institutions will have to conform for fear.
The economist, who also served as Central Bank of Kenya governor, compared the current administration with the tenure of former President Mwai Kibaki, saying institutions were better protected and corruption was publicly confronted.
I served as a Central Bank governor under President Mwai Kibaki. And all of a sudden, there was no talk about corruption because the few corruption cases that came, they were not, even before they were taken to court, there was naming and shaming. And all of a sudden, everything went quiet. I would not have succeeded with M-Pesa, for example, if it was a different regime. And I've seen it. There's a Minister of Finance who even almost stopped M-Pesa. It's only that I reminded him that the central bank is independent and you cannot direct the governor of the central bank. But even having said that, because the big banks were fighting, I had to go down and do what he wanted.
The former CS also revealed how he avoided engaging in arrangements that could compromise his integrity at Treasury.
I refuse to do deals in the Ministry of Finance. I can't do deals. I know. It follows you to your grave. It doesn't go away with the regime, by the way. There are people who are my friends that were caught up in some of those things, including in the central bank. And even by the time they died, they were still being followed by those things. The cases were not concluded because it becomes a major punishment. Now, it's only capacity at the individual level and the institutional level that can give you that courage to say no because you know it will follow you. Regimes change and rules of the game change. And that is one of the biggest lessons.
His remarks follows his exit from President Ruto's cabinet, where he served as Treasury CS from 2022 until July 2024, when the head of state dissolved the cabinet following nationwide anti-government protest and later reconstituted it. Rose Wangoi, NTV.